Innocence Lost 2. Found. I ate the fruit every day. I ate it because it was irresistible and ever so sweet. It was made just right for me, but after eating it for so long, I began to create my own. I combined different seeds and planted them myself. Its ingredients were perfect: knowledge, sin, and wonder, wrapped with sugar-coated teachings, false smiles, and self-proclaimed righteousness, with just a sprinkle of weak faith. It was there to eat of. Didn't you make it for me? Didn't you allow them to help me plant and harvest the seeds? It gave me life for some time. But it made me tired. It made me feel ugly. It brought me to a place where death opened up to me. But I never died physically. Was I already dead? I wasn't alone in the garden, you know. I ruled the garden, but there was someone else there. He was always there, somewhere. I knew he was in the garden with me because he was the one who told my soul things. He talked to me through some of the seeds of the fruit. He was there, but I only saw him when I wanted to. He offered me help when the fruit made me the sickest. I accepted his help from time to time, but then would decide that I didn't need it. The garden was my help. I never saw this watcher when I ate of the fruit of the garden, but I didn't care. My flesh cared for the shining, sweet fruit, but I couldn't see him when I craved the fruit the most. One day, when I was terribly hungry, he stood before me. The luscious fruit glistened in my shaking hands as I looked into his eyes. "Do you want to taste?" I asked. His eyes burned like fire. "I already know what it tastes like," he answered. "How do you know if you've never tasted what I have? You've never felt like I have. How could you know?" I asked. "I've never seen you when I do eat from my garden." He stood just watching me. He looked as if he knew something I did not. "I've never eaten of it, but I know what it tastes like. I see what it truly is. I know how you feel because I suffered for you. I've cried your tears and felt your pain. I've been tested by the fruit, but haven't eaten of it because I can see. But I understand why you've eaten of it. I know you, but you do not truly know me." I was quiet. I didn't really know what to say. The fruit began to feel cold in my hands as the blindfold of roses began to irritate my eyes. Its soft scent began to smell of death. I tried to take the blindfold from my eyes, but the butterflies and their glorious colors reminded me of how safe I was in my garden. A tear went down my cheek as he continued to watch me. My soul revealed my hidden tears at his voice. "Do you want to see?" he asked. I stood quietly, still holding onto the now frozen fruit in my shaking hands. I did want to see, but I was scared of what I might see. Why would I want to truly see when everything I need is sitting right in my hands? My garden was all I needed. He noticed my tears and wiped them away. I was stunned. Why did he do that? "Because I love you more than you love yourself," he said. He answered my unspoken question. Instead of a response, I fell to my knees. "Do you want to see?" he asked me again, placing a caring hand on my head. "I do," I finally said, still holding the fruit that fed me my whole life. "Open your eyes," he said. I nervously, ever so slowly, brought a free hand to my eyes. The blindfold of roses pricked my fingers as I lifted it from my eyes. The pain was real, but my vision became clear, just as real as my pain. I looked down at the cold fruit which rested in my palm. It was dead, rotten to the core. I quickly looked around my garden, my world, my heaven, my self-created Jesus. The garden was much like the fruit, dead. The butterflies of many colors were black as night, chatting above my head while they flickered their paper-thin wings. They fell apart one by one, disappearing as ashes in the wind. I was living a lie. I realized that my life had all been a lie. I felt betrayed by my own reflection. "Follow me, and I will wipe away every tear," he said, holding out a caring hand. "I will give back what was taken away from you. I will bless you like the number of stars in the night sky. One already has your name on it. You only need to reach out and take it. Come with me. Your home I have built for you is waiting." I reached out to him. I reached out because I had nothing left. I took his hand, and for the first time in my life, I knew I was alive. I was alive in him. And as I followed him, I never looked back at my garden of old. I never looked back. My garden cried out to me. I could hear it dying, but I never looked back.